Good morning, people. This is Lord Thebeyame Radira. I am here broadcasting to you today again on the coronavirus that is actually going on and ravaging our nation. As we speak of today, the update of the coronavirus here in Canada is that we have 6 Canadian provinces that has closed schools, has closed daycares, has closed universities, and most of these provinces too, their employees that work for the federal government could do work at home, which they do tele whatever you call it. So these provinces have closed all these places, and it's 6 of them, naming Quebec as the first one, Ontario, Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, Manitoba, and Alberta. And maybe very soon British Columbia will be coming into this, because this is where we call it sort of like the ground zero that just happened in Canada, like of everything else that we can think of. This is where it came up. But anyway, talking about that, so like the super doctor Dr. Teresa Tam, which is our chief public health officer here, she is telling us that, like, if you come back from outside the country, you have to self-isolate yourself, and for 14 days take a temperature 4 times a day. And then there's a website that you could actually go into and put in your information to say that, like, at this hour I was at this temperature, and this hour I was at this temperature. So if something happens, somebody can come up and follow you and see if there's anything wrong. And like I've said, Canada has already made about 23,000 tests out there. This was yesterday. I'm sorry, I'm still in the same clothes because I haven't changed because of this pandemic that is going on, that I have to be online and everything else. And everything is just going on. It's crazy. I've spoken to a couple of Canadians today that are coming back from vacation. Some of them want to come back from vacation, but they cannot because they're like in Europe. And like I mentioned to you today, this afternoon, that flights were like 3,400 just for a one-way ticket from Europe to come to North America. Now tickets have gone up to $6,000, which is like a lifetime trip, maybe to go to Fiji or to go to Africa or to go to a safari or some stuff like that. But now just a one-way ticket for a 6 hours or 5 hours or 7 hour or 8 hour flight is costing you $6,000 out of your pocket. Air Canada, WestJet, Air Transat have tried a lot to waive change fees for changing tickets, but you still have to pay the fare difference, of which is a lot of money. And a lot of people don't understand this because they think that they could just call their airline and they could just leave and just come back home and get on the next flight, but you have to pay the difference. So let's say you paid a flight for $600 to go to Europe round trip. Now you're like in Paris and you want to come back to Montreal. The remainder of the money left on your ticket is roughly around $200. So $200 minus $6,000 to come back now, imagine you'd still be paying like $5,800 to come back home. Do you have that kind of money? And is the government there to give us this kind of money? And why are airlines doing this? Well, they had 2 weeks to fly ghost flights with no person in those flights. And today, these airlines are coming back and telling us that we have to pay like almost 10 times the price just to get back home to be with our families. Now, I don't find this funny. I don't find this easy. So please, people, share as much as you can so that these airlines can just come to their senses and can accommodate us, because some people need to get back home. We have families here. This is your report from Lord Thebeyame Radira. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I've been working so ruthless tonight and I'm so tired, and I just wish that we get over this coronavirus thing. God bless us. Amen. Thank you everybody for following.